to show you how I make these little bottle toppers. Perfect if you're giving somebody a gift. Great scrap busters. You can use them for any table decoration. Perhaps put your knives and forks in there, put them on jars. I've done this one in July the 4th fabric, and this one is in a winter blue and white fabric. Okay, you're going to start off with a 2.5 inch square. This is going to be the face of the bottle topper. Lining up the one side using 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we'll repeat for this side. Finger press those down. And we'll take this over to the iron and press it all flat. We're going to carry on log cabin style, so we'll build up our layers row by row until we get to about 8.5 inch squares overall. Don't worry about the overhang here. As you can see, these are cut a bit longer. Once we've sewn them on, ironed it flat, we'll cut those to size. Bind it flat and we'll just cut it down, and then we'll just build our next row. Lining up the edge of the fabric with the 1 inch mark on my ruler. So those two ends first and then the long ones afterwards, and then we'll press it flat. So our finished square measures around 8.5 inches. Flip it over to the back and draw a line from corner to corner, and then 2 more lines 1/4 inch either side of that centre line. Now what I need to do is interface the back. So we'll just cut out a piece that's big enough, and I'll go and iron that on. Put right sides together, take it over to the sewing machine, and we're going to stitch along the 1/4 inch seams either side of the centre line. I always sew reverse stitch a couple of stitches just to secure the thread. So we've sewn down either side of the centre 1/4 inch, and now we're going to cut straight down from corner to corner. I'll do it from the front. My back is slightly off, but that's okay. As long as we go from the front corner to corner. Over to the ironing board and just press that flat. Snip off these dog ears here. Now we're going to work on the face. Let's mark where we want our eyes to be. Just mark them with a pencil, and we're going to push the brads through. Okay, turn them over and we'll open those out so they don't pop out. And what I like to do is just put another piece over the top just to secure them from coming out. I'm just going to iron that down. Now we're going to do the nose and the beard. basically just cut a square. So let's see how that looks. Glue that into place and we'll just leave it to do its thing. Okay, let's put that aside. Now let's work on the female. So again, let's mark and push those through. I want to wrap it around 9 times. Now what I want to do is cut the bottom off and tie up the one end. I'm just going to do one big braid. Alright, so split your threads into 3. Because I did 9, that should give me 3 strands for each section. Okay, and then we'll just braid it all the way to the bottom. Be roughly about 9 inches. I'm going to tie up the bottom just like we did at the other end. Now this is where I made an error. I shouldn't have sewn it together first. We should have put the hair inside underneath the seam. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick open the seam either side of the face. So now we have our female gnome. So with right sides together, we're going to sew all the way around the edge, leaving a gap down here somewhere of about 2 inches so we can turn it through. We're just going to cut the corners without cutting into our stitches to reduce the bulk. Alright, and now we're just going to turn it through. We'll just go and iron these down. We haven't sewn the openings closed, that's fine because we'll do that in the next step. What we're going to do is fold this corner to this corner on the diagonal, and we're going to sew along this edge here. Now it's the edge where the 2 red, in this case, the 2 red edges meet. And we're going to sew this seam here. We're not going to sew down the side that has the quilting. So come down, I come down about 1 inch or so and sew backwards and then forwards. Completely go off the edge, just sort of stop, stitch or 2 above, and let's take it over to the table and see what it looks like. I'm going to make sure you pull the point out. Okay, now we are going to put a pom-pom on the top, so we're going to glue on the noses and glue on pom-poms and leave them set to dry. That's how the back will look. Your best bet is going to be hot glue if you want an instant fix. I'm just going to let these dry, and then the same with the nose. Okay, and we're just going to let those dry.